Sanskrit a Pandit with him. He is like a Sanskritananda, his name, one of the devotees, which travels with him. So Maharaj learned Sanskrit from him so much that Maharaj wrote a book on Sanskrit Ucharanam. One book also is written. He learned, understood, then he made a book also in that. Similarly, Kirtan, because he's a Padayatra minister in ISKCON. So naturally, all over the world, he has to propagate Sankirtan. So he took out time to learn things in his own field. Similarly, each of you, somebody is preaching to children, somebody is preaching to girls, somebody is preaching to boys, somebody is preaching to corporates. Ask yourself, how much time do you take out to equip yourself? Giving is another thing, but equipping ourselves. But many of us, without equipping, we try to bring things from our own understanding many times, and that won't come out so well. But if we take, for example, if you have to give a talk in the college or in the company, if you prepare on the topic from 5, 6 people you hear and learn the idea of how it is being spoken, correct? No? Have some books with you, have some lectures with you, gather the information, prepare, equip yourself. Equipping yours, that is the second one, personal development, which I have written. Equipping ourselves will make you beautiful. Then you will be presentable to people. And then preparation. Preparation, planning, and organization. Anything you want to do, if you do preparation in advance, it will come out well. And this is paperwork. All these three are paperwork. You don't need anybody around you. You can just take a pen and pad and do it yourself. Like say, I'm going to Mayapur 1 week camp. I'm going to do for the boys. 1,000 boys are coming. So I will do a preparation for that in paper itself. Okay, 1,000 boys are going to come. So what are the different topics we want to cover? Who can speak? Which people are? Which of the speakers are good in each theme? So then for each topic, I will put 3 speakers' names because all 3 may not have time available. I will put my choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. Choice 1 is not available, they will go for choice 2 like that. These are all things I prepare in the paper. And I send it on to the Prabhu and then he will go through that and he will call the preachers and ask, Prabhu wants you to do on these things. So then he makes, this is done 2 months in advance. 1 or 2 months in advance. So everybody knows the camp is coming and this is a camp schedule and I am supposed to speak this lecture. They also come very well prepared. That's what is preparation. Well in advance. So, and in the same manner, planning, organizing, monitoring, coordinating, controlling, we say, that's one of the activities of a manager. Planning and organization also includes sometimes what crisis can come when we intend to do something. Like suddenly there may be a power cut in the lecture. Is there a substitute sound system available? Sometimes there is a possibility there may be rains. If boys are staying in tent, what if the rainwater comes inside? Similarly, is there a hot water available in the morning? One time we didn't prepare the hot water in the morning. We didn't plan about it. So boys got up. They saw there is no hot water. So almost it took us 2 hours to properly arrange and bathe them. So the whole morning chanting and all the japa class, everything got spoiled. So the purpose for which we did the camp, that is defeated because of no proper planning and organization. So many of the things can be done on paper itself. That means this requires anticipation. Anticipating in advance what failures can come. Like you are building a bridge. So you know that if the crack is there, it may tomorrow develop into a catastrophe. So then you will have to repair it right now. Stitch in time, saves 9, as we say. So in this way, preparing, planning, and organization also quadrant 2. And after that, effective communication with those from whom if you want to see it happen. So if the communication, this is a very big topic also, effective communication. So I'll just show you one picture. I'll show you. Okay. You can see this one. Huh? See, listening, friendliness, open-mindedness, uh, giving feedback, receiving feedback, confidence, non-verbal communication, all these things. How effectively we do that? This is it's about interpersonal dealing. Actually, if you have taken care of the previous steps, this is also likely to come out well. Huh? Mm. For example, you are asking someone to do something, and then they want you to listen to them because they are having some problem. Huh? So then we have to be good listeners, and being friendly in the dealings, and being open-minded to modify our plan. Huh? Don't be like a brittle bottle, like a glass bottle. We should be like a Bisleri bottle. We should be flexible, resilient. We call it. Resilient means like bendable. We are ready to modify. Yeah. Hmm. So that is being open-minded. Okay. So, and then what is this one? Feedback. Actually, if you are willing to receive feedback during your communication, you will be a very effective leader. Huh? If you cannot tolerate feedback, then you don't have many people to work and help you. Huh? In the same manner, all these different things. Non-verbal communication means your behavior. Okay, so this is about the effective communication and interpersonal dealing. This is a very big topic. We have one whole session on that, relationships, how different leaders deal with different people. So then comes, say, for example, one of you start a program and you did a big Bhakti Vriksha program. Some 10, 15 people are coming and you have been doing it for 2, 3 years. People have grown now. Huh? So I in my travels, I came across one temple, which is actually in a stage of a preaching center now. Last 20 years, it's a preaching center. So one of those senior devotees told me that, Prabhuji, last 20 years, the Sunday lecture is given only by the leader. Same person gives lecture. And we all have grown up and we asked him, can we also get some chance to give some lectures? He told us, first you have to become purified. Then only you can give lectures. They asked, when will you become purified? That I will tell you when I become purified. So he has not delegated any work to them. He keeps a key bunch, which is like 20 keys will be in his bunch. He doesn't delegate the management. He doesn't delegate the preaching. And we want to go out and give lectures. He says, no, you are too young to give lectures. You're not grown. You are like a kid now. Like that he says. So because of his not delegation, now after 20 years, some of them became bored, hearing the same thing. So they left that temple and went to another temple, which was in the same city, and connected. So this fellow became very angry with them. You people are like unchaste wife or disloyal. You left me and you're going to some other place. So they said, you are also not empowering us and you are not letting us take inspiration from elsewhere also. You are trying to keep us. So he called the other temple and chastised them. Hey, you guys, why are you accommodating these fellows? I know these fellows last 20 years. You don't know these guys. Send them back. So they got frightened. Those people. They say, no, if this fellow is going to fight, then we cannot shelter you. So then the people below, they said, we will be neither with you nor with this. We'll be on our own. Then they started program as a splinter group. So then this fellow complained to GBC. These fellows have become a splinter group. They are running things on their own and they are not bringing funds to the temple. They are not coming to the temple. GBC was calling the splinter group and addressing, hey, why are you guys acting independently? Then they told the whole story to GBC. Then the GBC caught this fellow, hey, what are you doing? You are not empowering them. You are not delegating. You want to do everything on your own. See, this person is quite an aged person. Why am I telling you? He may be a wonderful devotee. He's a serious devotee also. But if we don't know the art of delegation and empowerment, we'll be holding on everything in our own grip, not letting others do anything. So that's a very bad habit. Actually, this is also opposed to monopoly. I'll tell you what is monopoly. One department should not try to swallow all other departments. For example, we have the department of CDD, we call it, a Congregation Development Department. So it has many aspects. One of the aspects we have is Sanjivani, where it makes new devotees, correct? No? New people coming, we connect them. Then there is another department called CSB, which is congregation. So those who have become new devotees, for them we have services in the temple, correct? No? We have a CSB which gives services. Then we have another department which is leadership empowerment department, which trains the people to become counselors. Like we have this art of counseling, and we have this what do you call it, TTC and other courses and all. So for all those things are done by the BVRB. They do it. So BVRB is a separate department. So these fellows are running Shastric study. Huh? Somebody is bringing the new people and cultivating them. Similarly, every department, I mean, even in congregation development, there are different departments. They should do their part. You understand, no? So now we have made children preaching separate. We have made girls preaching separate. Similarly, congregation preaching separate. So everybody is under different bucket, and those people can put in their head and then work hard and develop the department very big. But if all those are kept under one department, will it grow? It will not grow, because the person cannot put the best, because the time is also a factor. One department cannot do full justice. So therefore, the delegation empowerment is very, very important. And people also feel very joyful that I am given the service. They identify with the service and they put in their effort and they do very wonderful things. So delegation empowerment. Now, after that comes one big thing. So 5 types of leaders. You see, you see, some people are individual players like a lion. A lion will do its own work. It will not depend on anybody, which is not a bad idea. Some people can, you give them some task, they will do it. But the moment you make them serve with another devotee, there will be quarrel. And in that quarrel, they will spoil the work, and both of them, bitterness and all those things. So these people are actually not fit for working with anybody. So you have to identify some seva which they can do on their own. First category. And they're good people actually. They can work very hard. And second one is a very good team player like the ants. See, ants work in groups. Correct, no? Like lion works alone, but ant works in groups. So they are like ants. They don't like to do things alone. They like to be with other devotees, work in a group and then bring some good results like that. So that's the second one. Third one is a person who can actually be a leader. What is the difference between the second and third one? Galvanizing talents of team members by bringing a united vision, convincing them all of one common vision and encouraging them, respecting them, tying up them all together as one team, giving the sense of we and not I, to move from I to we. If we can do that, and then achieve some goal, like book distribution, somebody is heading, or somebody is heading the kitchen, or somebody is heading the data department, like that. So that's a team leader, one who has to lead the team. The fourth one, this is a very amazing thing. The fourth one is extraordinary, this pastime of Lord Rama appreciated even a squirrel also, isn't it? So this leader is a very encouraging leader. He can encourage everybody in a team. Like in one book distribution team, there was one devotee who was a limping devotee. He had one leg was amputated, only half the leg was there. But even this fellow would come and sit in the book table, because the leader was a very encouraging leader. Although he cannot do much, you can just sit and just organize the books on the table. Other devotees will take the books and show to people, and they would sell it. So, which means a leader who is very encouraging, uh, they will inspire even the weak members of the team also, which means the strong members, so they will be always inspired. So, this is even more evolved leader. A visionary leader means, correct, no? So, visionary leader is one who actually, okay, what does a visionary leader do? Any work you do, see, idea, and it's not coming, huh? See, anything you do, idea creation, then blueprint making, then execution. Three steps are there always. So, vision leader is supposed to either create ideas himself or inspire people to generate ideas as a pool and pull up all the ideas together and then come up with a very good vision for the expansion of the society, development of our Wisconsin society, like that. And then when he gives ideas, those are put into blueprint form, which means action plans. Who can do what is to be done by when? So make a blueprint for the work, correct? No? Then the third one is executing what is being, you know, told from the top. So these are the three levels. So vision leader is one who is supposed to do that idea creation work, that type of work. So every one of us, we have this opportunity to evolve either to level 1 or level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And the higher you go, we have to be very effective time managers. And how one is able to evolve to higher, if you see very carefully, like the individual player, he only takes care of self. He takes himself, hey, nobody should disturb me, me and my work. And he may or may not develop personal development also. He keeps doing the same old thing. Like you heard the story, one father gave one lathe machine to three sons he gave. So the youngest son, he was working in the lathe machine. And the second son also was working. The first son also was working. They all started working in the lathe machine. And the father was away, for 4 or 5 years abroad. When he came back, the third son thanked the father that, Papa, you gave me this machine. It's giving me my daily bread. I'm able to, make some job and then, get my monthly, whatever I have to get, I'm going on. Thank the father. Father said, okay. But he asked the second son. He went to his shop. He saw there were a dozen lathes. And this fellow was the manager. He said he had a manager's cabin also. He said, Papa, you gave me one machine. Now in this last 5 years, I have purchased many machines now. Multiplied because I got more profits. And I engaged a dozen men and, I come in the morning at 10 o'clock and I go back by 3. But these guys have shifts also. They work. And he was getting a good profit. Whatever father gave, money, he had made it 5, 6 times bigger. Then he went to meet the first son. And the first son was sitting at home. The father asked, hey, beta, you are sitting here. Where is the machine that I gave you? Then he opened his computer and showed, Papa, now I have 20 branches in India everywhere. All over the different plots. You gave me one lathe, now we have made an industry now. Multiple industries are going on. So in this way, when we talk about visionary leader, the more effectively you are able to manage your time. See, for example, the third son, the first son I told you, how he is so effective, you see, he's doing all these things. He's taking care of himself. He has developed personal development. He has developed his skills. Like how many of you know, many Indian businessmen like Agarwal and Bansal Goyal and all, they traveled abroad. They see many of the practices in Western countries, especially like China. China, and if you see in America and other, Russia also. They travel, pick up some nice things, and Indians, once they learn one good thing, they know how to make it even more better when they come back. Cost effective also, cheap and best. Those guys make products and these guys can improvise it like that. And people are wondering nowadays, if you see, today I came in the train from Sholapur to here, I was wondering whether I'm in India or America. They may train like that, correct? No? What do you call this? Vande Bharat, if you see, correct? No? So, yeah, Maharaj liked it, I heard. He said, it's very decent, he was selling. So, you see, in India also the systems are coming now. Those days are gone when people can jump out of the train or jump into the train. Now the train door closes, isn't it? Because they've learned from abroad and they're implementing it. Now in ISKCON also, you can be sitting in your own temple and doing your little bit within your cabin and say that this is all I'm able to do. But if you are open-minded, you can go to other temples and see what they are doing, learn from other people. Further, you have to give up our false ego, correct? No, see here, the preparation, planning, organization, after that, effective communication comes. If I am too much afflicted by false ego, I cannot take any idea from anybody. No. Somebody says, Pauji, why don't you consult the devotees doing service in the same field? What do you think? You think I don't have any ideas? You've seen people asking like that. Huh? You think I'm a muff? I have to consult that fellow? Huh? Let him come and consult me, he says. Then he gets stuck in this place only. He cannot go ahead. Correct? No? Same with delegation empowerment also. Like, some people are worried that if I delegate to my subordinates and if they do something very effective, world will say that they did it and I may be sidelined. Huh? That fear is there. I may be not recognized. I may be sidelined. Better that I slog hard and die also, no problem. But I will do dying. They feel like that. They cannot. Therefore, some people don't go beyond individual player. Some people can become team player. Some can become team leader. Some can become such a good team leader that they engage everybody. So actually in ISKCON, yes.
Especially on this fourth one, who can engage even weaklings. Even many other researchers have also said that for a high-performing team, it can be identified when everyone in the team is able to participate, irrespective of how their nature is.
Like recently, our Tulasi Prabhu had come and our Hemang Gopi Mataji wanted me to just check what they have planned for the anniversary program for the BMS. So I asked Mataji, how many children are there now in your BMS? She said about 280. My Lord, 280 children. And he said, Prabhu, the best part in our anniversary is that not a single child is missed out in the drama participation, she said. I was surprised. How will you engage 280 children? Huh? In a big drama, magnum opus they do. Some you can engage, some are going to be not engaged, isn't it? So then she said, in the Ramayana drama, they made 40, 50 monkeys. Even those children who cannot act in any role, you just have to wear a monkey dress and come and jump up and down. And parents are also taking, hey, our child is there. And they go and tell everybody, they send in WhatsApp to all their friends, my son or daughter acted as a monkey. So in this way, because for parents, their own child is very special, very important. So the school is thinking how to encourage every parent and every child. Think about it. Huh? So not ignore anybody. So sometimes it can be very challenging because you want somebody who is very talented to perform. And somebody may not be talented, and how to encourage those who are not talented. Huh? So one has to find out what else can they do by which they will not feel discouraged. Huh? Idea is, if you allow the weaklings to send out grievance signal, they will spoil the spirit and mood of the whole team. Huh? So they should also have something meaningful to. Nowadays, they don't even use the word disabled. In those days, they would say disabled. If somebody has hands or legs cut. Now what they say? Differently abled. Differently abled. They call special children in schools. Otherwise, they call as differently abled, they say. The whole idea is not to discourage anyone, isn't it? So, in this way, if you have to go to this type of visionary leadership, then you have to do all these things effectively. Huh? So, you're not only taking care of self, you equip yourself, and then preparation, planning, and organization you do in paper. That means you are a very good idea maker, idea generator. And then effective communication and interpersonal dealing with other devotees means like, in Bhagavatam, there is a lot of information about this, the fourth point. Guna adikan mudam lipsetan krosham gunadamat maitrim samanad anviche natapai ravi bhuyate. That verse says, those who are superior to you in quality, be jolly to learn from them. Even though they may be junior also sometimes with you. Sometimes a junior has something more valuable than what we ourselves have. We should be open-minded to learn. Superior not only means that they are senior to you and superior in age to you. Sometimes, like you see, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu is maybe younger in age and joined late, but he has a lot of valuable things to offer the world. So many Subodhini guides he has made. Whole world is using. Somebody may be younger, but we shouldn't feel hesitant to take help. And then don't feel envious of such people who are better in quality than you. Because the better quality they possess is coming from Krishna. Krishna is empowering them. If you envy them, you are envying Krishna only. So, Gunadikan Mudam Lip said, Anukrosham Gunadamat. Somebody may be inferior in quality to you, in the sense that, in what sense they are inferior? They may not, according to their guna karma, they may not possess certain things and they may be in need of help. So, just like a mother gives a toddler a helping hand, like that you help them, guide them rather than ridiculing them or mocking at them or talking bad about them or something. So, and then those who are equal to you, which means some people are in the same field as you. You are a preacher, they are a preacher, you are a book distributor, they are a book distributor. Don't brag about yourself, but also be willing to listen to what they are doing. Sometimes they ask you, what are you doing? So you may say something, but then you ask them, what are you doing? Appreciate one another. Like that he says, for good interpersonal dealing. And so much can be said on this fourth point, because how we lose people is because of our certain type of mindset only. There is a story of how once an elephant was going in the street. You want to ask a question? Yeah. Yeah, please. Where is the mic?
Like I'm also teaching in BMS. So what I have observed is weaklings, actually, when we give them that opportunity to do something and we empower them with small little things according to their skills, then actually we come to know that they can do a lot of things, and they didn't get that opportunity because people were always underestimating them. So they have that talent and skill.
Yeah.
Only thing is that they need that that confidence. Somebody should put that confidence and faith in them, so then their actual colors come out.
Yeah, very true. And one interesting thing in this is you save your energy also. Like, for example, I took all of you to the farm, in a Vella farm. So you all did most part of the presentation. I could relax behind because the previous week was very hectic week for me. So on one hand, when you gave presentation, many of the team members were very happy and ecstatically they feel, because they were given a chance to, put their ideas together and prepare and present. So then that way you are making them think, making them cooperatively prepare something together, and then give a presentation, and then which I evaluated and I added some more points to that. So in this way, sometimes what we ourselves can do, if somebody else is allowed to do, they feel grateful also. And then that way we don't have to strain too much. And tomorrow they will become very qualified because you gave them opportunity to process the knowledge what they received, and they could exercise it. Yeah. So I was just about to tell you one short story. Once arrogant elephant was walking on the road, and then he saw some ants crossing the road and he started pounding on them. So the leader of the ants came and said, "Hey, God has given you a big body, doesn't mean you have to torture others." And the elephant laughed and said, "You tiny guys, how tiny you look. I can make a chutney out of you," he said. Then the leader told all the ants, he put a curfew and said, "Everybody go into the hole." They all went into the hole. Then the leader ant warned the elephant, "You are so arrogant. One day we will arrange to punish you." And the elephant even more loudly laughed and said, "You tiny guys will punish me? Do you have any common sense to say such a thing?" And then he walked away. And then after a week, when the elephant was sleeping, the ant entered into his ears and started biting inside, and biting sharply. And the elephant woke up, and feeling great pain, he was waving his ears very, very vigorously. But the ant was not coming out, was deep inside. So the elephant got up. And he was shouting, and he was running hither and thither, because it was not knowing how to. This is one thing which many, even big elephants cannot tolerate, when ants bite in their ears and they have no way to escape. Huh? So somebody has to help them to pour some water or something inside and get the ant out. But then the way elephant behaved, the mouth and other people reported to the king. King said the elephant has become a great source of dread for everybody, great fear. Shoot him, he said. Phew. They shot the elephant. So now you can see, he made enmity with one small ant, and as a result of that, he lost his life. From this, what lesson we learn in our life? Don't make enmity with anybody. That's a lesson. Be friendly with everybody, and don't unnecessarily cross anybody. People have their swabhava, their natures. So what Avadut Brahman says in the 7th canto, I will just show you one verse. I will show you. You can see for yourself what he says. That will make it more clear for you. It's coming in the chapter Behavior of a Perfect Person. In the I don't know, Behavior of a Perfect Person. Yeah, please read it. Mic with you? Who has a mic? 7:13:42.
Different people are of different mentalities. Therefore, it is not my business either to praise them or to blaspheme them. I only desire their welfare, hoping that they will agree to become one with the Super Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna.
Yeah, actually, Arjuna was different from Krishna's. Krishna and the
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
away from the ship.
Advait Kripa Prabhu, there is no sound, and I think there's some internet connection problem.
Encouraging means, there's a difference between encouraging and appreciating. Encouraging means seeing good potential in those who are going to do some good activity. Like Prabhupada saw some good quality, a spark of Krishna consciousness in the hippies. That is called and encouraging them. Please take gulab jamun. No? Please take prasad and come to the class. Like that's encouragement. Appreciation means recognizing good work done. So if somebody has done a seva, appreciating them. And R means respecting everyone means, knowing the individuality of different living entities and not trying to clone them, but allow them to be what they are and do something for Krishna. That is respect. Respecting their individuality. And T means tolerating our superiors. Sometimes superiors may give us feedback or correct us or chastise us. And if you are going to fight with them, then we go nowhere. That's why Guru and disciple relationship, one of the first shlokas they recite in the ashramas, Sahana bhavatu sahanam punaktu sahaviryam karavavagai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishabhagai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this verse, the meaning is, oh Guru, I am in your ashram. Let me not have difference in opinion in the philosophies, and let me not break my relationship with you and go away. Then the effective knowledge will not be transferred to me. Huh? So let me be patient. Let me be sober. Let me be respectful to you. That's the meaning of this prayer. So interpersonal dealing can be spoiled if we cannot tolerate the superiors who are sharply instructing us, or if we are not humble, if you are not encouraging others and appreciating others. Sometimes what happens, we think that, hey, this devotee is with me for so long. Well, why does this devotee need encouragement? Only newcomers need encouragement. We think like that. you know. So these are all some tips for the fourth step. Huh? And actually, effective communication is different from just interpersonal dealing. Like effective communication means, like one day in one temple, one devotee came to the morning program time. He came and said, Prabhu, Tulasi Puja, he said. And the devotee said, okay, he said. And then he went to another devotee and said, Prabhu, Tulasi, he said. He also agreed. And as soon as the Tulasi Harati was about to start, both of them came to the mic because they both thought they are supposed to sing. He said, Tulasi, he said, because he didn't convey properly. So both wanted to sing. So one of them said to the other, Prabhuji, he told me to sing. He said, no, he told me to sing. And there for worshipping Tulasi, there is no one available. So what is the meaning of that? What happened exactly? He wanted one to worship Tulasi and another one to sing. But he said, Tulasi, so they couldn't understand what he said, correct? No? So both of them thought we are supposed to sing, they thought. On the other hand, when I went to Belgaum recently, I saw in the temple. So first day I was there, one devotee came in front of me, stood right, not in the side, he stood right in front of me and said, Prabhu, would you like to do Tulasi Arati? Practically he did for me like this. Prabhuji, would you like to do Tulasi Arati? He said, would you like to do? I said, yes, I will do. I said. And next day, morning he said, Prabhu, would you like to sing Tulasi Arati? So from his action only I could understand, he wants me to sing, correct, no? So we have to communicate properly. Otherwise there can be miscommunication, misunderstanding. Yes, Prabhu. Hey, give the mic to Prabhu. Mic.
With the shloka which we recited, right, where it's the Avadut Brahman is saying, it's not my business to praise somebody, or it's not my business to blaspheme them, right? And I also recall there's another shloka in Bhagavad
11th canto, yeah.
11th canto.
Parasvabhava karmani ya prashansati nindati.
Correct.
Your question is why praise should not be done?
That's one. The second thing is, like in this is typically for material things is what we're talking about. We should not praise somebody with material qualification, nor should we blaspheme, because the destination is different, what Prabhupada is saying. So that's one thing, because in the spiritual circles, we are actually recommended that we should praise others. We should be talking good about others. That's one thing. But even in the corporate life, when somebody does good work, we have to praise that person, right? So how do we implement this? Because as a part of our routine life, we have to praise somebody or
For
some
example,
blasphemy as well. Yeah.
if you praise a person personally in your corporate situation, or you offer him some gift personally, then it doesn't affect the other people. But in a gathering, in a meeting, for example, you have a team of 12 people. In a public meeting, sometimes first you gave him a gift. Another day you glorified him. Another day you told there nobody like him. Then there are other people whose antenna is on. They start feeling that, hey, this fellow and that fellow has put soap. He always pampers boss, and then boss also favors him. We did this, we did that. He never talks about that. He always talks about that. So one time in Brahmachari class, we used to have this birthday festival in those days. Birthday festival means nothing great. In once in 3 months, we put about 8-10 brahmacharis together. We just give them a garland. And then one devotee, their counselor and the one friend, they may say some incident in relation to them where they manifested a Vaishnava quality. They showed humility or tolerance or patience or good sadhana, whatever. They will say, and I will also add something. And finally, we will give them 2 sweets, 1 sweet for them to eat and 1 sweet to distribute. We give them like that at the end of the program. Then we do Harihara and Ramakrishna and we dance. And the Kirtan and the program ends. So in one program, I was glorifying one devotee and another devotee was sitting in the front. He said, Prabhu, I think you indirectly hinted that I don't have that quality. Huh? I said, I never thought of you, Prabhu. He said, really? God promised? He said, God promised, I never thought of you. Then he became pacified. Because, even in home also, if you have two children, now one child you little bit appreciate, the other one gets insecure. Correct, no? So it's a very delicate area it is. Huh? So how to appreciate? Appreciation is good, but generally we tend to appreciate outstanding people because outstanding people already get a lot of praises from many people. And when we also appreciate, it becomes added. Correct? No? So it's a little challenging thing. And our scriptures are full of examples for this. So to not unnecessarily create insecurity in others. So we also should have something nice to say about others also. Like one time I went with my spiritual master for some event. On the stage, they said you should give off prizes to the book distributors. And so Maharaj gave prizes, he gave, certificate also he gave. After that, there was a dancing kirtan. And then the group leader came to me running and saying that, please tell Maharaj, we all want to sit around Maharaj and we want to take one photo after the kirtan was over. So then I went to Maharaj and said, Maharaj, all these book distributors are standing in the front with certificates. They want to come and take one photo with you. As I was telling Maharaj, he got up and practically was running off the stage. I ran behind him. Huh? Maharaj. Maharaj just nodded the head and he was going ahead. I don't know why he was going away. Then I got down the steps and went behind him. He was going to the kitchen to see the cooking team. So on the way, he turned around and whispered to me, these guys already got what they wanted. They don't need my photo anymore. But I have to give time to the fellows in the kitchen whom nobody pays any attention. He said, poor fellows, they are sitting and standing in front of the fire all day, cooking. Nobody goes and appreciates them. They deserve my attention. And these guys already got the limelight prizes from me. Certificate, that is enough for them. Now they want one more thing they want. Better I go here, he said. Because Maharaj also knows, because these guys will take the photo and send it to kitchen people. See, Maharaj, gave us prize also and he gave photo also. So Maharaj likes to stand in the kitchen with one chamach in the hand and tell them, now we take a photo of that. I am also interested in kitchen. How many of you have seen Maharaj in kitchen? Correct now? Yatra time. yeah. See, Gaurang Prabhu and Maharaj, both of them you will find them in the kitchen. The whole idea is certain departments are a bit neglected and they deserve to be encouraged. Correct now? Others anyway get encouragement. Anyway, their names are published also, the world rank 1, world rank 2. Correct. Huh? Yeah. So, in this way, your capacity to do more and more service in the mission of Prabhupada is increasing. Just see, individual player, team leader, who can even engage weaklings. Like in one place, one leader had done such a nice engagement. I'll tell you an example. In my travels, I found what he did, there are 4 boys, they're married now recently. These 4 kids, 4 young men, and they are recently married. So they cannot give lectures and all. Huh? One of them is good in mridanga, one is good in guitar playing, one is good in singing, very good singer. So he combined these 4 fellows and made one music team for their congregation. And in Janmashtami time, every evening these guys go to some rich people's homes and they will put up a very good program. Huh? They will take the plots, the pictures with them, and husband, wife, both of them go, and the ladies talk to the Matajis, and the men, they do the kirtan. If you tell them to speak cogently, they cannot speak for 5 minutes also. They don't know so much to speak. They're very afraid also to speak. But kirtan, they do very well. But the temple is getting a lot of advantage with this team because these fellows first go and start kirtan and the speaker comes 1 hour later and then gives a short talk and then speaker can go off. Then these fellows will again do kirtan on the program. So in this way, somebody may have some talent and if we can identify that and engage, that's how the leaders mean they should be intelligent, how to engage everybody. Yeah. Like I was telling one example of how in America there's an old Mataji. She's like 82, 83 years old. When she was young, she used to go for book distribution with others and all. Now she's very old now. She cannot go out of the house. But her heart is like desperate. She's thinking of the Sankirtan team, which is going to a certain place. So this Mataji is making some sweets and putting it in a packet, neatly clipped, and the mouth is clipped, and then she makes like 150, 200 packets. And then she called one devotee and said, please take this to that MSF, Monthly Sankirtan Festival, so they can distribute. I was just thinking, you see, her heart wants to serve, correct, no? So now, if the yatra leaders are intelligent, they can engage such devotees who have a desire to serve, although that physically they may be incapable, So in this way, that's a fourth level leader. And vision leader means one who can generate newer and newer and newer ideas to expand the movement of Srila Prabhupada. That's a missionary leader or a visionary leader. So for us to do these kind of things, if you want to go to the fourth or fifth stage, you have to be a very good delegator and empowerer of others also. Because for scaling up activities, you need a lot. For example, I give a lot of my attention to the leaders in many yatras. Like here, I'm doing the Slate group. In Hyderabad, I have 3 Slate groups, each with 35 people, 30 to 35 people, So I did this, malt lectures in Hindi, you know that? Managers and leaders training. Then I did art of counseling. Why did I do all these things? Because if we keep this, the leaders are trained, they are not going to keep quiet. They will certainly start preaching, and the activity scaling will automatically happen more and more. So on the other hand, imagine if I don't do these things, I myself go for programs and I just keep doing program 7 days in a week. I do 7 programs. That's all. Then I will remain in level 1 only. You see, on level 1 or level 2 at the most. We cannot do many activities, and we can't scale up the activities. So now, what is the difference between one very important question? This is a very important question. Scaling up the activities and increasing activities. For example, take Infosys or Microsoft. These guys can scale to very big level. Like you can see, in one area they have 20,000 employees. Correct, no? So what is the main difference between the two? Who would like to share? Yes, Maji, one point. Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, so material scaling activity, it doesn't solve the problem, it creates more problems.
Yeah.
And
What type of problems it increases?
so I was just reading yesterday, so Prabhupada Lilamrita, and Prabhupada had written a letter to Mahatma Gandhi. And he has written very good words about Mahatma Gandhi. But later he said, ki, like, I'm your unknown friend
who
is telling you to come to Krishna conscious or spread the word of God. Because if you are scaling or you are doing more political work, but it is not helping.
Yes.
Like you are trying to unite, but Hindu Muslims ultimately fought and
Correct.
created a separate nation.
Yeah.
So
One thing you can calmly say is, these activities only material engagement and do not solve the real problems of life. Huh?
Prabhuji, online devotees?
On the other hand, here, spiritual activities are focused on solving the real problems of life of all suffering souls, so sending them back to Godhead. Correct, no? So here, if you see, here money is the goal. Correct, no? That's what keeps them going. All living entities cooperate for what? Well, everybody knows why we have to cooperate. Even this Bangladesh cooperated with India now only because US, our Trump said, I will stop all the supplies because 90% of their business is with US. So when Trump said, I will block, immediately they became afraid. Even the Qatar they became quiet. Huh? That because in this world, ultimately money speaks, correct? No? So for them, money is the goal. And for these people here, Jivedaya, Vaishnava Seva, Name Ruchi is the goal, correct? No? So that means, showing compassion, suffering souls by administering Krishna consciousness to them, serving great souls and, developing, awakening love for God. These are the goals here. Huh? Yeah. So, and here, one important thing is, now materialistic scaling up activities, scaling increased by Maya potency. And here, scaling is increased internal potency. And all these people are in Maya shelter and experience material anxieties increasing day by day. Okay, here I've written all these people are in Maya shelter and they experience mental anxieties and stress. Very, very well known. Any fellow working in company nowadays they are facing extreme stress. Huh? There is fear of layoff. There is fear of completing the target deadline. There is a lot of anxiety there. Now devotees are in custody of Radharani and they are rendering services together for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Huh? And their bliss is expanding. Now somebody may say, devotees are also facing stress. How would you answer that question? Anybody? Huh? Devotees are also facing anxiety. What do you say about that? Anybody? Who can say the devotees don't have any stress at all? Huh?
Prabhuji,
Yes,
in that case, devotees build the ability to tolerate the anxiety.
Like Pandavas are subject to a lot of anxiety, one after another, but they had the ability to tolerate because Krishna was with them. So Krishna guided them. So devotees, which means what Prabhuji is saying is, devotees can handle anxiety by taking shelter of the holy name and taking shelter of guidance of Vaishnavas and also the encouragement of the peers, fellow devotees. Many of the grihasthas here, they have a lot of support from the fellow grihasthas, correct, na? So, yes, that is a good point. Anybody else want to say any other point?
Prabhuji,
Yes, yeah.
spiritual anxiety actually helps us to grow in spirituality.
Correct.
Whereas material anxiety actually suppresses people.
Yeah,
Like
correct.
recently in my team, one of our team member had to take 2 months off because there was a lot of stress for her. So, but in spiritual anxiety helps us to grow.
Yeah.
And in one of the class I heard, this was a class on Smaranam. So this Prabhuji was saying that if you want to remember Krishna 24/7, you should actually build spiritual anxiety, because let's say if you take a goal, big goal, then you will have a lot of anxiety and you'll remember Krishna and seva for that.
Very good. Just like Yashoda has anxiety also, whether Krishna is safe. She's telling the cowherd boys, hey boys, take care. The monkey should not scratch my son's body. Or the cow should not put their hoof on his thighs when he's sitting on the ground. Take care. Or there are many kunds in Vrindavan, he should not fall into the kunds. She's telling Balram, please take care. Like that, many, many things she's saying. But her anxiety is spiritual anxiety. And spiritual anxiety actually continuously makes one remember Krishna. It doesn't make... material anxieties make us forget Krishna. Whereas spiritual anxieties make us remember Krishna. That's a very good point. And as Prabhuji said, yeah.
In case of the materialist, the nature of anxieties only transform. Like certain time we simplify our commutation by introducing vehicle, but then we introduce traffic, which ultimately lands up in
More
more
trouble.
time. Now, when it comes to spiritualist, the anxieties we also take in terms of either spreading Krishna consciousness,
Yes.
our own practice. However, we have a cushion of Krishna also and he is also a dynamic person. So certain time we may be ignoring something, but Krishna will put us in place so that we are rightly situated. And
We are constantly witnessed by him and then guided. He makes devotees guide us or himself guides us. And we are not acting independently. Whereas in their case, they are under Maya. They are not under Krishna's internal potency. Very good. Nice. So we'll write that also. We can write that.
I'll say the term of Krishna insurance. I mean, there is some insurance cover for us.
Yeah.
To handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. Without to walk the right path. Very good. Yeah. So one important thing I wanted to make here for all of us, see, whatever you may say, outsiders expect that devotees should be mature and peaceful. How many of you think about that? Correct, no? Yeah. So therefore, although it is true that we are taking spiritual anxiety and everything, nevertheless, we have to be cheerful, calm, cool, and collected. And that is going to go a long way in making new devotees. If you are not going to be properly situated, then you may say that, I became angry for Krishna's sake only. I want to protect the devotee, you may say. But ultimately, at the end of the day, many people misunderstand us. So we have to take care. That's the reason I began with, I was telling you about, first taking better care of oneself. And then personal development, all those things I said. So then the personal development, one more thing you can add is learning the art of patiently and peacefully solving a problem without becoming panicky. Some people become very panicky and, see, if you are very panicky, then all people around you feel also fear, correct? No? They say he's a grown-up devotee. When the grown-up devotee is so panicky, they will say.
But some devotees online also wanted to interact something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, devotees online may kindly unmute themselves and speak.
Prabhuji also.
Yeah.
Krishna
Prabhupada, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Also,
Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
when develop our mode of goodness more, we try as devotees, we try to develop our mode of goodness more. And materialists, they're more into passion and ignorance, and this is what is pulling them down. But for us, the drive is that the more we are anchored to the lotus feet of Krishna and Guru's instructions, then that actually helps us move forward as such. So for us, actually, the material well-being follows the spiritual well-being that way, Prabhuji.
That's good. So I will write that point also. Huh? I'll put it in the first one only. I am the center. They are driven by passion, money. Material goals. Here, cultivate goodness and inspired by Guru's order. Hmm. Yeah. So there's a very big difference in their mindsets also. Huh? Uh, these are driven by passion and ignorance. Huh? Driven by, because even when they meet for meetings also, they do all kinds of things, correct? No? Everybody knows what they do. Yeah. So you all are getting some idea. Huh? A devotee always thinks that, you know, the Antaranga Shakti, Radharani is at the top. She's the service awarder, ascending service, descending mercy. And now I am offering service to the seniors, and then it's going to the Guru and Guru Parampara, ultimately to Radharani. And then Krishna's mercy is coming in my life. And what is Krishna's plan? Let us curiously wait. Huh? And like that, devotee thinks rather than considering oneself the center. So why am I putting all these things? Because right type of leadership means we should be on the right side. Huh? Of a spiritualist mindset we should have. Materialistic mindset is very bad. No good. It's likely that sometimes a devotee may also be like a materialist, especially when they are driven by the gunas. Huh? If lower gunas. It's not the devotee cannot be in lower gunas, because there is also bhakti in Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamaguna, correct, no? So you have to be very careful. Mm. Like, for example, somebody is distributing books because they want to show to the world that I'm a very great distributor, correct, no? And somebody is distributing books to see Prabhupada mercy going to people. So therefore, any like preaching also, why are we preaching? Why am I preaching? What is the intention behind the preaching? So these kind of things and all we should do, spiritually should think. So we don't want to just be a leader who is just expanding, as we were discussing here. So these are all quadrant 2 activities. One thing not yet mentioned here is, in quadrant 2, here we can add a relationship building, which is very important for because then only you can have effective communication. So we have dadati pratiganati, mukhyamakhyati prachati, bhankti bhojete chaiva sharvidam. Say, for example, you want to engage some dozen devotees in some service. You call them to your home, and they come, and now you have given them the service. You do this, you do this, you do this, and then you say bye bye. You go. So naturally they'll expect some prasad, correct, na? Isn't it? Some special prasad. That was in ISKCON always. Prabhupada said, meeting without eating is cheating, Prabhupada said. One meeting he said. So in every gathering there should be prasad also, which increases the affection between devotees. So relationship building is very important. After that comes communication, interpersonal dealing properly, doing all that. Then comes delegation to them. Then we can, in this way, all these are in quadrant 2. That's the beauty. You work on quadrant 2, then quadrant 1 activity for you will reduce. And quadrant 3, 4 will be gone. You don't have to worry at all. You can, quadrant 3 already have delegated, and then quadrant 4, useless time will be saved. So, is it clear to everybody? So now we'll go fast. See, this I showed you last time. What are the important things? If you put like this, and then you put the small stone. First you put the big rock, then you put the small rock, then the murum sand, then this water and everything. Then let's fill the same gradients in reverse order. For example, first you put the murum sand, then you put the water, then this sand, then you put the rocks. So finally what happens? Some rocks remain outside. Similarly, in our time management plan, some of them are remaining undone. And therefore, he is asking, we are not able to fit in the big rocks. Now, what are the big rocks? How to identify the big rocks? So, last time we did these things, different types of in the quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. We did this. And here some new names were given, therefore I have shown you this. See the quadrant 2, what is the heading given? He knows to prioritize what is important well. Quadrant 1 is a procrastinator. Why? Because he didn't do as per priority, therefore it came to quadrant 1. Because he procrastinator means he postponed. Now it's leading to stress now, but he has to do it now. And this fellow is called as yes man. Why? Because he doesn't delegate. Here he has to delegate now. So, and this fellow is called as a slacker, means he wastes time. So these are nice names, other type of names. So the procrastinator can be saved by doing it. Correct? No? Similarly, the yes man can be saved by delegating. Instead of doing everything, agreeing for everything, he has to delegate to others. Beyond a certain level, you won't be able to do everything yourself. And the slacker can be saved by deleting unwanted items. So like that, the names, nice names are given here. Correct, no? And another nice name is given here. If you see, quadrant 2 is called quadrant of quality. Quadrant 1 is called quadrant of action. Quadrant 3 is called quadrant of deception. Quadrant 4 is called quadrant of waste. Nice names, no? So today we devoted a lot of time in understanding quadrant of quality, the second one. See, planning, goal setting, self-development, relationship building. Although it's many items are given, I showed you in a gradually developing way. Correct, no? Planning, recreation, all this, relationship, relaxation, all that. And quadrant of action. Because do, therefore quadrant of action. Quadrant of deception means there are many things which you can delegate to others. Like in those days, I was having a mobile, I used to get about 80 calls in a day. So it was becoming too much for me. So then I had an assistant to whom I gave the mobile. So then unwanted phone calls, I don't have to attend. Somebody else is attending to that. Correct, no? So, and then there's quadrant of deception. It will be deception if you are not delegating. Yeah. And quadrant of waste also can be saved by deleting those things. Okay, you got an idea? So, shrink quadrant 1 by procrastinating less. Say no to quadrant 3 and cut down quadrant 4. And focus on quadrant 2. Correct, no? That's what we should do. Quadrant 3, either delegate or say no. Yeah. And quadrant 4, cut it down. Useless it is, deleting thing. And quadrant 1, shrink it, reduce it. Mostly plan everything in advance in quadrant 2. That's the point. Okay? See here. Okay, now you have to say now, are these urgent or important? Which one? Emergencies are what? Urgent, yeah, quadrant 1. And web surfing? Quadrant 4. Quadrant 4, yeah. Mostly it's quadrant 4. And planning? Quadrant 2, yeah. And telephone calls? Depends on what calls are there. And emotional issues? See, emotional issues, yeah? Yeah, it's important but not urgent, she's saying. Yeah, quadrant 2. Quadrant 2, they have to be dealt with properly. Like somebody developed an ego problem with you in the company and is not working properly, then you have to take out time to understand the issue, and that's what she's saying. Not urgent but important. Yeah. Mundane talk? 4. Recognizing new opportunities? 2. Yeah. And heart attack? 1. And checking emails? It can be quadrant 3 if somebody can check it for you, or if you only have to do it. Emails also, some are urgent, some are not so urgent. Not so urgent is quadrant 2. Otherwise it's quadrant 1. Health? 1. Quadrant 1. Mostly 1 or 2. Mostly 1. Crisis? 1. Distractions? 4. And escape activities? Quadrant 4. Escaping activities are like entertainment, TV watching and all that. Yeah. And educational study? Yeah, quadrant 2. And urgent time-bound order for supply? 1. Self-development? 2. Interruptions? Actually, interruptions can be 3 also. If somebody comes and interrupt, you can always delegate them to someone else. And then prevention? 2. Prevention is quadrant 2. Yeah. Unexpected visitors? Unexpected visitors. If you say 1 also, something might be very urgent, isn't it? Yeah. See, unexpected visitor means atithi. Correct, no? Atithi. So, sometimes you can always have a person to receive such visitors, and then this person should tell you whether it's needed, you are needed or not. Then it is in 3. Correct, no? Recreation? It depends on, it can be 2 or 4. There are healthy recreation, there are harmful recreation. Healthy recreation for rejuvenating yourself, like walking in the morning, for the sun, light or close to nature. These are very healthy. Huh? On the other hand, TV watching, video game playing, crossword puzzle solving, all and forth. Correct, no? Lot of time waste. And then meetings, it can be 2. It can be 2 or it can be 4 also. Recently, one leader was telling that when I call, that leader has almost six people to come for the meeting in their preaching center, one preaching center. That leader was telling that in another place, in my travels. So the leader said that when I call the people for meeting, only 1 or 2 come personally, others say we will join online. How I can inspire them to come together? Then I asked to give nice prasad. He said, oh, I am giving very good prasad. Still they don't come. Then I asked how long the meeting goes. The person said, well, at least 2.5 hours it goes. He said, regarding what? It's regarding planning for the Sunday, planning for the festival. Then I said, meetings cannot be more than 1 hour. And do you send the agenda in advance? He said, no. Do you set time limit for each agenda? No. I said, that's a problem. You are very talkative. Huh? So then nobody will like the meetings. That's why they say we'll come online, and online they will switch it on, and I don't know, God knows what they may be doing. So meetings can be quadrant 4 also, yeah. And then many pressing matters, 1 or 3 also. TV, 4. Deadlines, 1. Again, the pressing problem is given. Relationship builder, 2. And junk mail, 4, yeah. So now you understood. Shrink Q1, say no to Q3, and cut down 4. Correct, no? Or delegate Q3 and cut down 4. Just absorb this in your mind. Huh? So now you all have understood how to say 1, 2, 3, 4. You understood that. Accordingly, you can plan your life. Huh? Yeah. So this is another thing. Comfort zone and courage zone. So who are the time thieves? See here. Read that quickly.
Looking for things that are lost, file it or throw it.
Yeah. Any paper you pick up in your hand, either put it in file or throw it. Don't go for the third one, which is to keep it here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Laziness, motivation.
also, yeah. To give up laziness, we need motivation. Laziness wastes a lot of time. Then
Interruptions, work in blocks of time.
yeah. So what we should do, take 1 hour, do the work, and you can take a 5-minute break or something like that. Like, for example, what some people do, 10 to 1, they don't attend any phone calls. After 1 o'clock, 4 or 5 missed calls, they catch up with. Then in this 3 hours, some solid work happens. Otherwise, my experience is, if calls keep coming, emails keep coming, people call up and say, can you reply to this, reply to that? And 3 hours, nothing tangible has happened. You'll feel like that. Huh? And then, 4th,
Trying to carry the load by yourself. Learn to work with people and say no.
yeah. So learn to work with people means delegate and empower other people. And sometimes you have to say no very politely, sweetly. You have to say no. No? You can't afford to take everything. And different people have different amount of pushing nature also. Some people will push you; they won't leave you very easily. Huh? They will come from different angles and attack you and say, I need your time for that, I need your time for that. So you have to decide how to learn to say, sweet no, your leader has to learn to save your time. Then,
Regretting and daydreaming.
oh, that a lot of time will be lost in this. Worrying about the past. It should not have happened like this, and I should not have spoken to that fellow like this. And some people write a mail and they are planning to modify it, but somehow by mistake they press the send button. They go, and then they immediately write back, Prabhu, please delete that mail which I sent just now. I said, which mail? Please don't see the mail. They said, then how can I delete? At least I have to see your name. Prabhuji, you have not opened that mail? No. I said, no, not open. Immediately put a delete. Outside only put delete, Prabhuji. So what I did, I saw the mail and then I deleted it. I saw that the mail is written in a very angry mode. And the next mail was very nicely sanitized. Nowadays people have this Gemini and all. You know this Gemini? Yeah. ChatGPT. So you write an angry mail and put it into the Gemini. That will make it sanitize it and give you back. Very nicely written mail. So that fellow, poor boy, he forgot to put it in the somehow he directly sent it. So that is why later on I told him, okay, don't worry, I didn't take any offense at all. At least I got a glimpse of what you are angry with, So this way, don't regret too much about anything. Correct yourself and go ahead. Rectify your mistakes. You can commit mistake again, but commit a new mistake. Don't commit the same old mistakes again. And then procrastination is postponing, steals away our time. Procrastination is the thief of time, it is said. Unlisted priorities which come, called ad hoc. Unexpected things suddenly come up. Somebody has passed away, you have to go to their house. And suddenly some unexpected relative has arrived in your house on an unexpected time. Or some health issue in the family for somebody. You take them to hospital, or suddenly you got some health issue. So there are many unexpected priorities come. They steal away our time. Plan weekly. Identify your big rocks, block out your time for big rocks, schedule everything else. Prioritize daily. Weekly and daily we can prioritize. Therefore, you have to prioritize which are the big activities you wish to do. See, block out your time for big rocks means you mark it in your calendar. I am going to do it at any cost. And other things can be scheduled for a later time. That's the point. And then you prioritize daily to complete that work. See here. Invest time where maximum returns can be achieved. Keep your goals in the eye of your mind, concentrate. One thing they say, many of the great leaders say is, keep remembering the goals. Reminding yourself of the goals, what you are intending to do. And concentrate on whatever you are doing. And then keep study materials desk clean, neat and organized. What are all things to be avoided is written on the right side, you can see. Avoid blaming others, mourning, wailing, all these things are tamaguna. Avoid time wasters. Avoid daydreaming. Avoid long telephonic talks. Keep it brief. So right side things are all avoid. Left side things are all do. See, the left side thing, if you carefully observe what he says, investing time where maximum returns means identifying big rocks. What are the main thing you want to do? Like japa, 2 hours. Nobody else can do my japa. Therefore, it's better for me to complete in the morning itself. Correct, no? Can you delegate your japa to somebody? You cannot. You only have to do it. So therefore, better finish those items early only. Don't keep them pending. And then keep your goals in the eye of the mind, which means we should not have too many goals. We should have a few goals which keep ringing in our mind. Like Prabhupada was telling, I have to write the books. My spiritual master has told me. I have to go abroad. He was always thinking. Therefore, he say lifetime in preparation. Correct? Huh? He was preparing, and one day he could go. Whatever goals you keep reminding yourself and thinking, that's what you do. And while executing your duties, concentrate on whatever you're doing. Don't get sidelined by the beep sounds in the mobile or some pop-ups which divert your attention, then good work will not happen. Like that you're saying. So this is a very deep part, last part. This is the more contemplative part, leading meaningful lives. You see, our life is like a wheel with 6 spokes. You see, physical, spiritual, friendships, financial, family, and mental. And you need the well-being of all these things. All these things. So, healthy body, healthy mind, then healthy family, then see how this develops. If you see now, go in anti-clockwise. First your own body, healthy physique, okay, and then your healthy mind, then your family members. That's very important for you. Even if family is a poor family, they can be a happy family. But if a family is already a happy family, then we can worry about the financial development. Then your social circle, friends, and the spiritual advancement. All these things, any of the spokes becomes weak, then the wheel can suffer some kind of eccentricity. Yeah.
दारा पुढे करून द्या उघडे धूळ येते दारा पुढे करून द्या धूळ येते
To realize the value of 1 second, ask someone who survived an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won a silver medal in the Olympics.
So each of this talks about the time involved, correct, na? Yeah. That means 1 year is also important, 1 millisecond also is important. Huh? Everybody. Yeah. You see, my spiritual master was saying, he went to one cathedral somewhere abroad, I don't know where. He saw in that cathedral, when he went in one place, lot of skulls were kept, on the walls, skulls and bones everywhere. When he went, the mezzanine floor kind of thing, they were all in a decorative way they were arranged. So they took him around and then said, they had written this slogan here, what we used to be, what we are, you will be. So those skulls were the skulls of the monks and the monastery, those who lived and passed away. They had kept it all like that. The skulls they had kept, he was selling. So those skulls are as if they are speaking to us. So what were the skulls saying? What you are, we used to be. That means we also had a body like what you are having now. But what we are, you will be means you are eventually, in India, what they say, your day will come when your photo will be on the wall and they'll put a garland. What is the meaning? You'll be dead. That is going to happen to everybody. So one should not forget that our life is actually like 60, 70, 80, 90 years or whatever. Huh? So in that span of time, what you are going to do, be very clear on how you are intending to spend your life. That's the whole point. Huh? So, because otherwise life will not be well spent, it will be wasted. So according to activities, we already told you, important. So here, the physical, social, mental, and spiritual needs are very nicely explained. See here, food, clothing, shelter, economic well-being, health, all these things come in physical. Roti, kapda, makan, and then physical fitness, mental, mental soundness, economic well-being, all those things come in there. And then need, that is we all want to live and survive in this world. That is physical need. But the need to love is our social need, because we all want to belong to a family, belong to a society like ISKCON. We want to be loved and we want to love someone. So relating with people, that is a social need for any living being. We are not dead matter. We are all jivas. So jiva has, he will always see the parrots flying together, see the cranes flying together, see the dogs grouping, living in groups. The animals or humans, we are a social being. So the jivas like to be in a group. So therefore, we need to know how to interpersonal dealing properly so that we can survive and live in a group properly. And need to learn is our mental need. That is to learn and grow in our understanding and awareness. And then leave a legacy means you leave something behind when you are leaving the body. Like Prabhupada said, kuch ichha nahi, because I have already made a society and there are so many disciples. They're all very faithful. They will take the mission ahead. I'm very satisfied, he said. So he felt deep spiritual satisfaction. So these four things. So here, look at this fellow. How much sleeping time you see? How many years one sleeps? 22 years. Daily routine, brushing, bathing. You can't avoid this. Meals, 5.5 years. Commuting, another 5.5 years. Work, 16 years. Miscellaneous, 20 years. So 65 years are gone in this. Just for maintenance of the body, so much time goes away. Just think about it. That means if a person lives 70 years in his life, he only has only 5 years. He will only have 5 years balance. 65 years goes in just maintaining the body. So, see what he says. Read that. First,
I was dying to finish high school and start college. And then I was dying to finish college and start working.
Very true, na? Everybody struggles. Then?
And then I was dying to marry and have children. And then I was dying for my children to grow old enough for school. And then I was dying to retire. And now I'm dying.
Isn't it? This is a life. Actually, at every phase of life, people struggle. That's what he's saying. Yeah. And suddenly, what he realized? See, last point.
Realize I forgot to live.
That's the point. Isn't it? So, if you really want to live, you have to be a good time manager. Otherwise, you will waste. Every phase of your life is going to be full of tension if you are not managed well in your time. Correct, no? So, we went to one Udupi Matha, the Ashtamat, There was one Swamiji there, sitting with this Madhva Vijayam. He was reading that book. So when we were about 5-6 brahmacharis. So we went and took darshan, everything. He called us and he sat with us. Oh, he was sitting with such a leisure as if he has time in the whole world, only time for us. He was just sitting and very casual talking, almost an hour and a half. He asked many questions and everything. He spoke very wonderfully. Later on, people told he's the busiest person. He's a super busy person. He has a lot of things to do. Many people meet and everything. Then we wondered how he gave time. That means, he's very clear that these people, if he thinks that these people should be given time, he will take out. He will take out time for those people. And in case he thinks something is not important, he had that willpower to say no to that. Then these are the people who get time. Like one time, one fellow came from another ISKCON temple. He saw me doing a program like this. Then he asked me, all these people, how many rounds they chant? I said, 16 rounds. Prabhuji, these people have already come to 16. Why are you wasting time with these people? You can go and get new people into the movement. And because of his thought process, they don't have any senior devotees in that temple. Because people come like a pipe. They come here and they go out here. Because they don't give time to older devotees. They just keep making new devotees. New devotees come here and old devotees go out. There's no maintenance. So therefore, if you really want to live your life to heart's content fulfill in a proper manner, we have to know I should take out time for reading Prabhupada books, hearing Prabhupada lecture, hearing my spiritual master's lecture. There should be time for properly sitting and eating and chewing the food properly. I should sleep early. I should rise early in the morning, do some half an hour yoga, keep my body fit, keep my mind cool. And also, I should learn the art of proper dealing with devotees, take out time to memorize shlokas, take some moderate number of programs which I can handle. and some social contribution, some service I should do. This is service. So you write down everything you wish to do and fit in your calendar, and then run your life in such a way that don't go to panic zone, don't be in comfort zone. In between the two, what is that? I will show you that stretch zone in between. Courage zone it is, yeah. See this one, you can see this one. See this comfort zone? Read those items in comfort zone, read it. What are they?
Lifeless, secure, bold, unchallenged, stable, safe, easy, and comfortable.
Isn't it? Boring it is. Because there's nothing thrilling in life. And read the panic zone.
Stressed, tired, frustrated, annoyed, disinclined, anxious, fed up, exhausted, tense, and fearful.
Isn't it? Because of too much panic. Stress zone, this is what we want to be in. Yellow zone. See the color I have used here. You saw? Yeah, the red color indicates passion and blue color indicates ignorance. Okay? And then red, yellow, blue, correct, no? And yellow? Yellow is that goodness, yeah, yes. Read that stress zone.
Excited, willing to risk, challenged, expectant, alive, exhilarated, anticipating.
It's a sense of thrill will be there because it's little more, it's like rubber band. When you stretch it, then only it holds the box properly. If you stretch it too much, it breaks. And if there is no stretch at all, it comes out. Correct, no? So we want to keep it in the stretch. Okay? That's the way our life should be. Then it will be relishable. I mean, so these four, okay, I want to show you something. We will leave these things on. This is the most important slide. This one, I'm going to conclude in 5 minutes now. See, these four things are doable things in our life. If you pay attention to these four, your life won't be the same. It can remarkably change. You will not even believe such a big change can happen in your life if you focus on these four things. Okay, can you read the first one? You can read the self-awareness, please. Just 1 minute. I'm making it bigger for you. Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
Our capacity to stand apart from ourselves and examine our thinking, our motives, our history, our scripts, our actions, and our habits and tendencies.
This is a very important thing. That's what we are doing in our lectures also when you all come. We are trying to stand apart. Last time also we did about attitude, 3 things, right? Thinking, attitude, and behavior. So we're trying to understand what is right behavior, wrong behavior, what is right attitude, wrong attitude, which will be responsible in attitude. So taking out time regularly. This is coming in 2.56 Bhagavad Gita onwards, up 2.72. So Sthita Prajna, he's a very good self-observer. Observe yourself, become aware of your personality, know what needs to be changed. So 3 things you can say: what I was, what I am now, and what I want to be. 3 things. So in everything, for example, chanting, japa, how I was chanting 5 years ago, how I am chanting now, and how I want to chant in future, correct? Reading Prabhupada books, I know how my reading was before. Now I have made a plan to read. How I want my reading to be, what is the ideal, like that you can think. Similarly, how my health was and health is, and how I want my health to be. Everything you can talk in terms of those 3 things. So self-awareness means to observe ourselves. How my relationship with my friends is, other devotees. It was a bit strained before. Now I'm repairing it now. And this is how I want it to be. So with whom I want to cultivate good friendships. So who are those devotees and what steps will I take? So these are all coming in self-awareness. Quadrant 2 activities it is. Second point. Actually, without doing the first point, self-awareness, there is no improvement in our life. The improvement actually starts. Small improvements, called Kaizen system, we call it. It's small improvement. It can be started only when you do the first one, self-awareness. Observe yourself. Yeah. Go ahead.
Conscience. It connects us with the wisdom of ages and the wisdom of heart. It's our internal guidance system.
The wisdom of ages means scriptures. Wisdom of heart means super soul. So in case we are not able to hear the super soul, that super soul's sound is amplified by the spiritual master. Spiritual master is like amplifier of super soul's speech. We can't hear the super soul in the heart. Smriti, Jnanam, Apohanam is giving. So from Guru we can hear. Our gurus. So what we are hearing we can learn. So you hear from them and study the Shastra. Then your wisdom keeps building up. Yeah. And then?
It's our internal guidance system which allow us to sense when we act or even contemplate acting in a way that's contrary to principle.
You will see that we have an inner compass, which we call as conscience, which is super soul. It keeps telling us that you are doing right or you're doing wrong. Whenever we do something wrong, the inner compass makes you feel a sense of guilt. Yeah, we are wrestling with guilt. I should not have spoken like this. I should not have done like this. Achha, do you remember in the previous class I did one team playing exercise where I was telling you yellow color and red color. You all remember that? Correct? Now you remember that? I was saying that correct mood of a team leader, and then the arrogant mood of a team leader. How many of you remember that? You remember that? Yeah, I did. So whenever you spoke like that or did like that, you feel some guilt in your heart. That is the conscience. Now, if conscience is making you feel bad and you don't answer it or you don't modify it, repeatedly you slap conscience, then the consciousness will become dead practically over a period of time. We become practically dull-headed. But when conscience gives a sense of guilt, you take some corrective action, then it keeps developing. Just like Parikshit Maharaj was returning from the forest, the conscience started hurting him. Was that sage, Samik Rishi, really in trance, or was he deliberately not giving me water? And then he said, in case he was in trance, I have done a great aparad to him. So in that case, he said, may some Brahma sharp come upon me. So I will show you that verse. But one famous verse. So I'm not able to remember the first verse. Very, very nice verse it is. He himself says that. May that. Anybody remembers that? May that. It comes before that. It doesn't come here. Anyway, when I look at it, I'll show you. He says that let my relatives and friends not suffer because of me. Let that shock come upon me itself, like that he says. Very amazing personality. Prabhupada says repentance comes in the heart of a good soul. Prabhupada, right? Good soul means pure-hearted devotee. So he had a very high conscience. Our, Parikshit Maharaj. Similarly, look at Sarmishta and Sarmishta's father. They both are talking about the same matter. Sarmishta said, Papa, today I went for bathing and then this girl, our Devyani, behaved with me like this. I picked her up and threw her in a dry well. So when father heard it, he was shocked. He said, too much. You did so deadly thing, my child. Our Shukracharya will be angry because his conscience was more alert. Whose? Father. So this is a very big subject also. You can keep in mind. Third one, please read it.
It's 19.
Acha, 19.4, huh? Is it chapter? Oh, you found out? Very good. I am searching in 18. That was a mistake. Okay. Therefore, it didn't come here. Correct. First only? Fourth one, yeah. Muni. Not this one. He himself speaks this. Huh? Oh. That is also correct. Actually, there is one verse where he says, no, because of my attachment, he will say. He will actually say that. Let us see whether that is the one. This is another famous verse. Previously, he says, I am attached, I think he will say. So, this is the verse. This is exactly, you all can repeat this. This is 1:19:14. Let's repeat this verse. You want Sanskrit or English? I'll show you. Okay. Tasyaiva meghasya paravaresho vyasakta chittasya griheshva bhikshnam nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayamashu datte. Read the translation, please.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the controller of both the transcendental and mundane worlds, has graciously overtaken me in the form of Brahmana curse. Due to my being too much attached to family life, the Lord, in order to save me, has appeared before me in such a way that only out of fear I will detach myself from the world.
Like that he's saying. He was not attached. He was a very, very sincere soul. But this is a way a great soul feels guilt. So, that is the second one. Third point, independent will. Please read it.
Independent will. It is a capacity to act. It gives us the power to transcend our paradigms, to swim upstream, to rewrite our scripts, to act based on principle rather than reacting based on emotion or circumstance.
Yeah, this means you have choice whether to respond or to react in different situations. So that's the third one. So one should, like we say now, between birth and death, life is full of choices. In ABCD, between birth and death, you have choice one, choice two, choice three. Every moment after moment, we are all making choice. So Krishna consciousness means moment after moment choosing Krishna and not Maya. That is, third one is about independent will and choice. You have the power to transcend our lower natures and swim upstream. You can bring out the animal out of you or bring the angel out of you. That's the third one. Fourth one?
Creative imagination. It is the power to envision a future state. It enables us to write a personal mission statement, set a goal, or plan meeting.
Yeah. That means you can desire how you want to mold your life. Like when you get a marble block, you can decide what murti you want to bring out of it. Similarly, or you get a canvas and color, watercolor, you can decide what picture you want to make in it. Some picture that touches the people's hearts or something that frightens the people, you can decide what to draw. So these four things you always remember. Please repeat: self-awareness, conscience, independent will, and creative imagination. So now this is, see, to precisely it's put here. Read this, how to do this. How to do these four things. Please read it. How to do self-awareness.
Nurture self-awareness by keeping a personal journal.
Yeah, actually, because all of us cannot observe ourselves very precisely, very easily, keep writing a personal journal time to time about everything. Take the shlokas 1, 2, and 3 of NOI, 18 items. So you can have a column like this, 18 items. And here you can have the dates, 1 to 31st. Today you scolded some devotee, then you put anger, Krodha Begam. You can put a star mark, correct? And today was a feast, you overate, then Udara Begam. Udara Begam put. And sometimes you feel that in this way, you keep star marking. After 3 months or 6 months, you will see the stars are repeating in one item. So those are our anarthas. That's the first one, keeping a personal journal. Second one?
Conscience. Educate the conscience by
Like
learning.
some of us have a habit of wasting time with others, time in social media. So whatever is happening, so if you identify the things that need to be changed, that's the first step. Second step is conscience. Yeah, read it.
Educate the conscience by learning, listening, and responding.
So learn what is going on in your conscience. Why are you feeling guilty? What you could have improved. Listen to the super soul, listen to other devotees, and then learn to respond properly. And then third?
Nurture independent will by making and keeping promises.
Yeah. And the second one also includes, okay, in the step one, I have identified anarthas. One example I'll tell you. One time I wanted to know how to give up pride. So I heard 10 lectures of my spiritual master and made notes, some 20, 30 bullet points I made, and I printed it out and kept it in front of me, in front of my table. I kept watching it. So in this way, sutrizing the instructions. And therefore, step one is to detect our anartha. Step two is to learn and find out methods to grow out of those anarthas. And step number three is to, make the right choices. Nurture the independent will by making and keeping promises. Okay, I will stick to these rules. What I have learned now, that making choices. And the fourth one?
Develop creative imagination through visualization.
Yeah. For example, I have to deal with some tough nut person. How many of you have faced some tough nut people? You feel uneasy in your life sometimes? Yeah, we all have experience right now. So you visualize before meeting that person. Now what will I say, what he may say back, and what I should say. That creative imagination, fourth thing. So then gradually you can modify your behavior with such people by smartly escaping. So these 4 steps can be done. Okay. See, here are some examples. So, yeah.
Hare Krishna. So this creative imagination, this part is very amazing project, the visualization part. Because I just recently we had our leadership meeting for 400 leaders came from different parts of the world. So the CEO of our company, he was saying 5 years back we had a goal to set ourselves as $1 billion company, and he said in that planning meeting, he and his team sat together and he envisaged how the company is going to look like. And after 5 years, let's say the company is going to hit $1 billion goal, what will happen? He said probably our article will come in one of the Times magazine or future, and he actually wrote the article like it's going to come in the future, and they envisage in the future this is how we are going to be seen. So I think that's a very powerful way of seeing us, probably 1 year or 2 years, whatever the time duration is.
Correct.
It could be more in the spiritual terms for us.
Correct.
We could say, I want to not offend any devotees, I want to chant my rounds attentively, kind of things. We could write it and put it on our wherever we have, so that it becomes very clear to us and we can follow that.
Yeah. And also recently, our SB Keshav Maharaj, in one lecture, what he did, he took one kind of like soft brick where he wrote false pride. Today we are going to give up our false pride. So he kept it into cut. You saw that? He broke the brick. He broke the brick and everybody clapped hands in the audience. So many great leaders, even Bhakti Swami also says that if you have certain anarthas, bad qualities, you write them in a paper, and then how they have been hurting you all these years and how you are eager to get rid of it. You write about it like a journal, and then you tear it and you burn it in fire. It's like a kind of sanskar. Yeah. And they say this will, now you tell yourself, give affirmation that this is gone now. It's not going to come. Lethargy. Somebody is repeatedly lazy for years together. So you say, I'm not going to sleep in the day. So you write day sleep, you write, and then you burn it in a paper. Burn the paper. So just like you were saying about the positive, these are good qualities I want to bring in my life. So you put those qualities under this thing and you decorate them very nicely with flowers and you keep watching them. Then they come eventually. So the whole idea is we will work towards it. Correct, no? So because here the C is choice and the B is learning through our own conscience, and then from others and from Guru. The second one is about learning. First one is about identifying what we need to grow out. So it's very powerful. It is self-awareness, then conscience, then using our choice, and then by visualizing what we want. So it's very powerful. First step. See here, some of this. Read this.
Personal mission statement. Succeed at home first. Seek and merit divine help. Never compromise with honesty. Remember the people involved.
See, they're all very important, aspects of life, correct? No? Read this.
Hear both sides before judging. Obtain counsel of others. Defend those who are absent. Be sincere yet decisive.
Yeah. Actually, in the absence of anybody, you should never talk ill of them because they are not available to defend themselves. So that's the word. Yeah.
Develop one new proficiency a year. Plan tomorrow's work today. Hustle while you wait. Maintain a positive attitude.
Yeah. See, develop one proficiency in a year means every year you should be a new person with one added quality. Like one devotee used to work on one quality every year, like humility, tolerance, like that. Similarly, we can develop one proficiency in a year. And then plan tomorrow's work today. Hustle while you wait, which means when you are waiting for the train, don't waste your time. Do something meaningful. And maintain a positive attitude. Okay. Read it.
Keep a sense of humor. Be orderly in person and in work. Do not fear mistakes. Fear only the absence of creative, constructive, and corrective response to those mistakes.
Whenever we commit mistake, find out how to constructively defeat that mistake. Find out.
Facilitate the success of subordinates.
And then they get empowered and then you can delegate them.
Listen twice as much as you speak. Concentrate all abilities and efforts on the task at hand, not worrying about next job or promotion.
So here are some very powerful principles for our personal development. I was telling you today, first was self-care, I told you. Then second thing, personal development, I told you. So if you want to develop the way we deal with life and people, so these points are very helpful, you see. Dealing with people, dealing with situations, dealing with failures. Very valuable points. So these are all like words of wisdom you get. When you get something nice, you learn something nice, you can always put it and consider that. Yeah. Yeah. And then whatever is at the center of your life, that will be the source of your security, guidance, wisdom, and power. Security means your emotional anchorage, your self-esteem, your sense-worth. What do you think that adds value to you? That is actually security. Like a child feels security in the parents. Similarly, we have to feel security in the lotus feet of Guru and Prabhupada and Krishna. And then guidance means your internal compass, which is actually the super soul who inspires you, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, and also the scriptures. He's saying your internal frame or reference that interprets for you what is happening out there, that govern moment decision making. That means, the super soul gives guidance, but sometimes it is not enough. We need our seniors. For example, you have to make a decision in life. You consult your counselor, I'm sure. Consult your counselor, others, and that is guidance. Wisdom is understanding of how various principles apply and relate to each other, a sense of balance. Actually, the second one is also wisdom only, but the third thing talks about sense of balance. And then the power is a faculty or capacity to act, the strength to accomplish something, to overcome deeply embedded habits.
Asking counsel.
Yeah. Yeah. While actually the sense of balance, why is it said? Sometimes we know what is ideal, but we can't jump to the ideal immediately. Correct? No? How many of you know this is ideal, but you find it is too high a jump to make? Correct? No? Otherwise, you'll fall back. So then we can take baby steps. That's the third one.
Harival, Prabhuji, one question here. So if you even ask, say, 5 senior counselors, the 5 may have 5 different opinions. So in the terms of say super soul speaking and taking guidance from these seniors, how we can trade off them? Like,
and many of them are worried about how you will take it also.
I mean,
Nowadays, easily they don't exactly tell you what you should be doing. They often tell you, what will be comfortable for you. So therefore, there may be, ultimately you have to take responsibility for your decision. Make any decision you wish. Like one boy told me, Prabhuji, if you tell me to shave up and join ashram, I will join, he said. I said, I will never tell you. Because after joining, you will say that you didn't allow me to marry, No. Then he said, okay, Prabhuji, I think you want me to marry. So that also I will not tell you. Why? Because tomorrow you will say that you told me to marry, and he'll bring his wife and say, you have to correct her now, she's giving me trouble. So then I said, then what I should do? I said, do whatever you wish, but take responsibility. If you join, take responsibility. If you marry, you take responsibility. So ultimately, don't blame others. Whatever decision you make after consulting 4-5 people, at the end of the day, then you have to take responsibility for it. Because you got some guidance from others. Now you know your inner mechanisms, accordingly you decide. Correct? No? Yeah. And in this way, now we have concluded now. See, in all these areas you can improve. In every area, when you're dealing with different people, different things in life, improvements are always possible. This is enough now. These are all already covered. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. See here, brains are like muscles. Prabhupada also says this. Just like bodybuilding you do, you can also develop yourself. It can grow for a period of time. So we have taken a little extra time today, half an hour more, because we want to complete this. So I'll put this, I think, in your this thing, I'll put it in the chat. So that devotees can. In the chat I can put it. You may send to me. May this one? Here I can put it. I got this. Okay. There was one more PPT last time I showed. Even this, I can put this comfort zone also. Coming out of comfort zone, that is also good. Correct, no? Okay. Okay. Then this also I'm putting. There was one more I made, which I showed last week. I mean, last class I showed. I think that is also time management only. Only sometimes I keep it here, there. I don't know. Hey, what is the name of that? Is it time for Slate, Pune? Let us see whether. Correct. This is the one. You remember last time I did all these things? Correct, no? Yeah, everything is there. The whole thing is available here. Correct. Some more additional things which I have not spoken today. You have a very nice test for your 3 guna test also is available. You can do that test also if you want later on. 20 questions test is available here. To check your gunas. Finally, when what? Like this, it starts with this. What time you get up? You can do this. I'll put this also, okay? One thing is you all are getting the most refined one after I have prepared 10 PPTs I prepared, this is the last one. So you are more smarter than me also. So I do hard work, you take smart work. So these 3 you send it to everybody. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So I will just show the topic for the next time. You can decide now itself so that I will come accordingly prepared. Okay, you can just tell me which one you want next after this is over. See here. I'll just show you. You are able to see now? See, overcoming fault finding we finish. Time management is over. And then developing Vaishnava qualities. This is also you all did in the camp there in farm. Exemplary personal sadhana and behavior one day. Actually, this is not done, I think. Did you do it? Is it? How many sessions I took? Mm-hmm. Morning program and all came on that? Is it, huh? Okay. And
This was the second topic.
okay. Okay.
First one was overcoming fault finding,
Yes.
and third was developing Vaishnava.
Finished now. So next time you want this one, overcoming inferiority or cultivating right attitude and preaching, which one? Fourth or fifth? You take a vote?
We can have a show of hand. How many you want to fifth one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many want fourth one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think fourth one. Okay.
Online devotees, you want to participate in the
Voting.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, yeah.
Hare Krishna devotees online. We are right. Topic 4 for the next session. And I see, Prabhuji, many are responding on the chat, and here also 4 is in majority.
Is it? Okay. I have very beautiful notes on that. We will do that. There are some skits also. We'll do that. Okay, next time let's see the date. When is the next meeting?
Next we have on March 22nd, I believe, and it's from 1 to 3. So devotees are requested to change the note of this time also.
March, what is the date?
22nd March.
22nd, yeah, correct. 1 to 3. Oh, this is a different timing it is.
Yes.
Because Saswat has some Bhumi Puja or something in the
Yes,
morning.
Prabhuji. So just wanted to have a show of hand. How do we want prasadam? We want, we can have lunch prasadam at 3 or snacks prasadam at 3 because
Or they want to take between 12 to 1 can give prasad and then 1 o'clock they
12 to 1 generally prasadam.
Too early.
Sir may not be ready and
It may not be ready also.
little early.
Oh, is it? Should I?
12, right? Okay, let me just try to find out how.
That you can put in WhatsApp.
Yes, Prabhuji. And I'll also check with the kitchen
Yes.
department. 3 will be too late, right? 3 can be only snacks.
Actually, that class I may end at 2:45. I am also rushing for a flight. 2:45, 2:30, 2:45 I can finish. Can we start little early? Only thing is I may not come from Saswat by 12:30, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. We can keep 1 p.m.
Yes.
I think.
1 to 2:45, I'll
Yes.
take. I'll put 2:40 only here because I have to travel to airport also after that. 2:40, okay? So, then you decide about prasadam through the
Yes, Prabhuji.
WhatsApp
I'll take a
communication.
poll and check.
Thank you. So, time management, we devoted a lot of time because whole life we have to plan for timing. Therefore, the more effective we become, then our time will be well spent. Mhm.
And prasadam is there for all devotees in room number 29. Last time we had more additional members, so prasadam for some of them we missed one item, then finally we got. This time we have more prasadam, but we have less number of devotees. So
Please
you
take more.
please take 2 times to this time and be happy. And
They can take on behalf of online devotees also.
yes. Yeah, online devotees, Broji, we send photographs generally every time, and they are happy with that actually. But certain time, online devotees can also come in the room and they can honor a very nice prasadam.
Angani, they have to eat with the ice tray.